few off it, so I just thought on this next tang I might do a little rundown of some of the basics of catching trout in a commercial trout dory. You know, I don't know what people really want to see, but I'll give it a go anyway. Just run down of what's going to happen, how I fish it, what part of the bommy you fish, depending on which way the run's going, bait. That's about it, and hopefully I get a couple of trout, so it actually pays off. I'll put you on my head. I'll walk and talk through the whole situation. Well, I'm just fishing a small group of bommies here. I've got one here. I just did that one over there, and there's another few scattered around the place here. So it's a good little area to be able to do a lot of hangs at once and try to build up the fish count pretty fast. But I'll start off with about mid-morning. There's a couple in there. Alright, so this is what we have for our bait. It's the primary bait. It's an Indonesian source pilchard, or as we call them, pillies, and our secret bait, locally sourced bait we catch ourselves. Rig it once through the eye, through the body. You run single hook, single sinker, 80-pound leader to 110-pound on the main line. Makes it easy to grip and doesn't rip your hand apart when you try to pull it in. Also the reason for these. So you can see here the current's just pushing off the side of the dory like that from the south, just pushing onto the bommy nicely, so I'm sitting right on the pressure point here. And if all goes to plan, I'll catch a fish first bait, but I don't think it's going to work like that. Alright, here we go, first one. Alright, coral trout. De-herring needle into its bladder, swim bladder. This one might not. And that is the simplest way to catch coral trout. What we do with these, give them a brain spike. I don't bleed it. Stop through here. This fish will go into an ice brine tonight, and will be filleted tonight and put in a box. Yum. concludes day 3. I didn't get too much footage yesterday, the fishing was pretty barren, and I forgot to charge the camera, but today's beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a better day really. And just to top it all off, a few specimens. So I wanted to show you the amount of life on this hang. Pretty crazy. actually going in today because, you know, we're just doing a little fun trip. Had the mother out on the boat with us just for a bit of fun, but You know, we're going to get back into it next week. It's the middle of the spawn season, so got to get back out and hopefully get a few more trout. But I'm going to try and make this video. I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but you know, it's just an experiment. See if I like it or not. I probably won't, to be honest. It takes a bit of time setting up the camera for each shot. The camera doesn't last very long. The battery's pretty shitty really, but you know, it's all a learning process. I do like making videos, I like making content, and I like exposing our industry for what it can be and how good it can be. Just like today. Ripper. Alright.